right, so let's get started on this Queen of Hearts costume look. I'm taking this Olivia face paint stick and just using that all over my face to create a nice white blank canvas. And I'm using this Real Technique sponge to blend everything in and make sure that it looks nice and blended. Then I'm going in with a 6-color palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm using the white shade in there to set this white face paint. We want to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. Then I'm using my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony to really define my brows and make them look kind of evil-ish, I guess you could say. I'm bringing this to a point at the front of my brow and then flicking it up at the end. Now my other brow, I'm actually using a little bit more of the pomade and making a little bit thicker, kind of to create this appearance of more of an evil eye, I guess you could say. Now I'm going in with my NYX Wonder Pencil, and I'm using that to outline the heart shape that I'm going to create. And then I'm going to outline that with this red lip liner. This is by Jordana. You can use whatever you have on hand. This is in the shade Sedona Red. It actually looks a little more pink on camera, but you know, hey, it's okay. Pink hearts, red hearts, what's the difference? So then I'm just filling that heart entirely in with this lip pencil. Once you have it filled in, you can kind of tap it in with your finger just to make sure that it's blended and that there's no blank white spots. Then I'm using this black eyeliner by Milani, and I am outlining the heart. I really wanted to create this nice smokiness on the outside of the heart. I am going to add some shading in just a minute. Then I'm using my Morphe 35C palette, and I'm using this red shade in here. I'm actually going to show you in just a second what the shade is. And I'm using that to add to this heart and create a more intensified red color. That's the shade. Now I'm using the gray shade in this palette, and I'm using that to really smoke out and kind of shade the outside of the heart, just to kind of make it look a little more intense. Just using my brush to kind of just add a little bit of that shadow at a time and blend, blend, blend. You don't want to add too much at a time and then not be able to move it around, especially when you have the face paint on your face. It makes it a little more difficult. So then I'm just kind of flicking my brush up to create that smokiness on the outside of the heart. And once I am finished with that, I'm just going back in to intensify that red a little bit. Now I'm going into the other eye, not into the other eye, on the other eye, and I'm making the entire lid the same red shade and creating a nice crisp edge cat eye on the outer corner. Then I'm using the same red shade to go on the entire lower lash line. Now I'm lining the lower lash line with that black pencil to create a nice smoky effect. And the plan was to add these like teardrop kind of things on the bottom lash line, but wasn't really working out how I had planned. But I think it still gave it a pretty cool effect, so I just kind of went with it because it would be too hard to try to remove it. And then I'm just outlining these teardrop sort of things, whatever you want to call them, with the red lip liner. Then I'm using my NYX black liquid liner to line my top lash line, and then I'm winging it out on this one side. And then I'm also going on the inner waterline with that Milani pencil. And on this eye, I'm just doing the lower lash line with the Milani pencil and then bringing it to a point with that NYX liquid liner on the inner corner. And then I'm using the Wonder Pencil again to kind of outline these little designs that I wanted to draw. And then I'm just going to take my MAC Cherry Lip Pencil and I'm going to just go over right where I had already lined it with the Wonder Pencil. That way I already have a nice little guide, and it makes it super simple just to kind of follow along. And I'm just going to follow those lines and make these cool little designs. You can make them however you want. Then I'm just going to coat my top lashes. I'm going to coat my bottom lashes in a minute. I'm adding these BH Cosmetics Darling Lashes. They're really cool. They really flare out at the corners, so I really thought these would be a good addition to this look. Now I'm adding NYX Milk Pencil to my inner waterline on my other eye because I think it just gave it a really cool effect. Then I'm using this red blush in my BH Cosmetics 10 color palette blush palette. This is the Glamorous blush palette. Again, I'll have it all linked below, but I'm just using that to do some contouring. And then I realized that I'm kind of taking away some of my design, so I should have probably done the design after I did the contouring, but you know, you live and you learn. But then I'm just doing some contouring on the nose. I'm adding a little bit of that gray shadow also to create a little bit more dimension and a little bit more of a sunken in kind of look. Adding that gray shade also to the cheekbones, and I'm going to blend that in with my brush. I'm also using my Real Technique sponge to kind of blend everything in nicely, give it a nice gradient effect. Then I am using the same red pencil, the Jordana pencil, to go back over those lines. Again, this is something I should have probably done after, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was just kind of going with the flow and trying to create the design as I went, using this NYX white pencil just to kind of create a little bit of shading, and then coating my lower lashes, going in with this NYX liquid pencil, and I'm creating some fake lashes. And then I am using that same gray shadow, and I'm using that to create just a little more indentation in the cheeks. Now I'm going in with the same MAC Cherry Red lip pencil, and I'm using that to line my entire lips and fill them in. I love the shade of red. Now I'm going in with the Wonder pencil, and I'm creating a heart shape on my lips in the center of the lips. Then I'm going in with that NYX liner, and I'm using that to line that heart shape. So that way you have your lips and then you have a nice little heart shape right in the middle. And then I'm going in with this NYX Jumbo pencil. I cannot remember the name. I will have it listed below, and I'm shading that in. Then just cleaning up the rest of the lip area with the Cherry Red lip pencil. Then I'm going to use the Becca Shimmering Perfector Skin Perfector, whatever the heck it's called, in Champagne Gold. I thought the gold would really make the lips pop, and I love it. And to add a touch of glam, I went ahead and added a little bit of eyelash glue to the tear ducts of my eye and then right around the heart shape, and added some studs, and I feel like that just finished off the look. Once you put the studs on, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Yeah.